Hello my friends, welcome to this quick Ashe guide. I will quickly introduce you everything that you need to know to play this champion. So the first thing that is important is we always want to play approach velocity in runes. Why is that the case? Let's read the rune. Gain 7.5 movement speeds towards enemies, champions that are movement impaired. So our auto attacks are movement impairing the enemy because it's slowed. That means every single time we're doing auto, running to the enemy, we get 15% movement speed completely for free. You always want to have this rune on Ashe every single time. The only reason why to not go approach velocity is maybe if you're playing lethality, for example, so you don't really auto attack that much, but even then it's super useful. When it comes to items, we are usually having two builds. So the first one is when we are getting a BF sword base, then we can decide between Junta and Stormrazor. A lot of people are going Stormrazor right now. In my opinion, it's simply the best item. It feels super fun, like it's really nice to play. You have a lot of movement speed, and then you're basically following it up by Phantom Dancer and then just a normal build, right? Like Mortal Reminder, LDR, Infinity Edge, stuff like this, like kind of situational, whatever you need. And then the other build that is like currently played is Kraken Slayer into PD or like Hurricane, and then kind of same build. You can go IE again, situational, LDR, stuff like this, but it's pretty simple. You only have these two options. If you feel like Stormrazor is always better for you, of course, then you can also go Stormrazor every single game or even Kraken Slayer. There may even be games for Hex Optics sometimes. I didn't try it yet, but like Hex Optics, maybe into Field Hunter Bolts or something, you can test around with that, but these are the default builds right now. Then when it comes down to Ashe, the most important part is her passive, because with her passive, we can easily space the enemy. So let's say the enemy would be a running target right now, then it's really easy, also because of approach velocity and the fact that we are slowing the enemy, that we can kite them. Really insane, right? So if you want to play Ashe, you want to have good kiting skills. So forward, backwards, left, right, basically everything. That's like super important when playing Ashe, because you can always easily space the enemy. You can also practice this, for example, in practice tool with friends, and that's it, basically, towards a passive, right? It's slowing. Then we have a Q spell. It's important that we stack it before. We need 4 stacks, you see it here. The only really important thing we need to know about a Q spell is that it's an auto attack reset. So you see here, when I'm an auto attack, bam, you see, I get 2 auto attacks in a row. That basically is the auto attack reset. I will show it to you again. We will stack it here 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and now I'm auto attacking, Q, and you see my next auto is going out immediately and basically does more damage, and it's an auto attack reset. Only really thing we need to know. Then when it comes to her W, a lot of people use the W, like let's imagine this is a wave. A lot of people use the W like this. It makes no sense, right? Because you're not hitting the targets. So usually what you want to do is get another angle for Ashe W. So if we are, for example, getting like this angle here, I'm hitting all 3 of the enemies, and that's what we always want to do. It doesn't matter if we hit one target, because usually it's pretty useless. So whenever we can hit multiple targets, and for example we can push the wave faster with it, like let's say a wave would come now, then it makes no sense to shoot like this in the wave. So what we want to do is we want to angle to a specific side and then use our W. That's all we need to know regarding her W. Then her E spell, actually pretty important. In my opinion, a lot of people are using it wrong. A lot of people are always clicking here with the mouse and then using E. That is really bad. What you usually want to do is you want to click on the minimap and then press your E. You see here, every single time I do that, my E is just flying into the, like, or on the point where I'm clicking basically. And now what you want to do is not do this, for example, if you want to spot enemy bot side, like let's say you're pushing a bot lane wave, what you can do now is you can, for example, get this angle and now you E into enemy top side. This will now give you vision on enemy Gromp. This will give you vision on blue. You even see a bit of the wolves, and now you're completely seeing top side. So you basically can spot the whole jungle of the enemy. And if you're getting a better angle, like maybe let's say like this, for example, then you will probably see all 6 camps of the enemy, which is like obviously completely broken, because you will also get track of the recoil timer, and it's super insane for your jungler. And that's all we need to know regarding her E. Maybe it's also important that this ability has 2 charges, right? So whenever we can use our E and we have 2 charges, we should probably use it, because it makes no sense to always hold our 2 charges. We always want to refresh it. And then regarding ult, there's nothing important. Like the longer the ult is flying, the longer it stuns basically. And what we usually want to do is either like open up with ultimate or in between autos. So it's important that we auto, for example, and then use our spell. So auto W, auto ult, auto Q cancel, right? So we can maximize our damage. We never want to ult when we are having an auto attack ready. So auto ult, auto W, right? At this point it's probably even useless to go for W. We just want to auto attack. But if we want to ult, we always want to do it in between autos. And that's kind of it for Ashe already. Summoner spells, you always go flash. Like your secondary summoner spell is kind of flexible. You can go barrier, you can go ghost, you can go cleanse in some games. It doesn't really matter. Barrier is super strong for lane, so I would highly advise you to play that. Keep in mind this is for the current patch. We're having 2604 right now, and that's it. If you found this helpful, feel free to check out my coaching Discord. I am also having a Patreon page where I'm uploading like gameplay of mine, my thoughts, tier lists, coaching sessions, basically everything. If you're interested in that, feel free to check it out, and I'm wishing you a nice day. Goodbye.